Welcome to the Hermitcraft Recap. My name is Pixelriffs, our writer is LoyXP, and we've been closely watching the minigame showdowns of the Turf War. The minigames presented today are as fun to talk about as they are to play, so do yourself a favour and check them out as they unfold in the actual Hermits videos. We, in the meantime, will provide you with a full list of who destroyed whom in what room with what weapon later down the line in today's show. That is to say, spoilers ahead. And with that out of the way, let's take a look at all the events and mishaps that occurred on the Hermitcraft server this week. Starting with Tango Tech. He's been real busy with the advent calendar and gifting hermits their utmost desires or a shulker box full of stuff.
Oh, baby, look at that! This is perfect. Absolutely perfect. Awesome. Thank you, Tango.
In that vein, Good Times with Scar becomes the recipient of a truly bizarre contraption intended to provide him with infinite cat. This is a follow-up from last year's Ocelot farm Tango gave him, which Scar enjoyed quite a bit. But the reality is that cat mechanics have changed significantly since last time Tango exploited them, which is why the new Meow machine had to be assembled from scratch, especially with regards to actually storing the felines.
You're in the second one. Where's the first one? You know, there comes a time in every video where sometimes it just makes sense to just call it quits for the day.
While the rest of the server fights over whether grass or mycelium is better, Joe Hills creates a private army of snow golems to make sure snow triumphs over at the Christmas district. He even ends up covering the sides of snowy dirt in a drift of snow blocks, and while he's in the festive spirit, he picks up his own Christmas gift from Tango, 4 sets of elytra, pork chops, and a book that grants him a lifetime supply of rockets. Granted, that might not be as many as it sounds because he accidentally grabs the explosive ones and starts flying with them.
Wow! Okay, I was just thinking, like, when I open this box, okay, I'm looking at this box, and I'm just like, wow, 4 elytras, I can fall in the nether a lot.
At the very least, this gives us a preview of what either Tango or Etho's life is going to be like for a month or so after the Turf War. The holiday decorations come at a hefty price, since you can't just inflate a reindeer and call it a done deal. Zombie Cleo has to spend quite some time wrangling the llamas Joe renamed into their respective places in the Santa's sleigh. The herding algorithm comes off as more of an enemy than an ally.
Come on. Oh, that got my cat's attention. Hi.
More in her line are the decorations at XP Crafted's Zombieland, which XP gave her an IOU for. Plenty of zombie media inspired set pieces here, especially the ones that highlight the undead as victims rather than the oppressors. Finally, new microphone Cleo gives some overdue love to her own zoo and makes a beehive exhibit.
Also makes excellent giblets. These little red weed things. So excellent choices there.
If you want a brief history of XP Crafted, look no further than his 100th episode of this Hermitcraft season, in which he gives the viewer a chronological play-by-play of his entire Hermitcraft journey, starting with his first appearance on the Mod Source server and hopping base to base, season to season, until he catches up to the present day. The walk down memory lane inspires him to rebuild a cactus farm design from his Season 5 base, after which he discovers some of Cleo's armor stand details for his apocalyptic city. But then it's off to the Turf War game for a 1v1 against Cubfan on False Symmetry's Lilypad drop game. Cub decides they should wager a chorus fruit only diet on which side wins or loses the overall tournament, and it's a good thing for XB that they settled on a best of 3 game.
Oh.
I thought I was aiming out far enough. Dang it.
Right on
Dang
there,
it.
man. Oh,
All
man.
today. Okay.
The Falling from Grass minigame is actually a true and tried design from a few Hermitcraft seasons ago. The trick is not just to fall through water, avoiding any of the lily pads and therefore certain death, you also have to place a lily pad as you fall, making the next drop harder for not just the enemy, but also yourself. So while it's still a test of in-fall acrobatics, there is a strategic element to it. All thanks to False Symmetry, who not only dug up the design from the distant past, but also made the entire thing look nice and appealing, at least for one side of the conflict. This week marks also a nice milestone for her, as the cyber-town she's been working on this entire time edges on its structural completion with the last-ish building needed for its full composition. Now it's all down to the detail, interiors, and mayhaps a whole other city on top of it.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess we potentially can do stuff with the walls. I don't know. If you got any suggestions of things that you feel like should be added to this city, then let me know down below.
Cubfan, in the meantime, puts a cap on his current pyramid level with more lapis than ever, thanks to villager trading and a certain Tango Tech with an advent calendar.
I wanted to pay it forward. Since this helped me out so much, I wanted to give a gift to somebody else in the form of
Okay.
some bottles of enchanting, some debris.
I've never even really used those things.
Scar's project for the showdown is a much larger undertaking, and take under it did, since a significant portion of working on it was drying out some space under the artificial island for the redstone to go in.
I found this method of drawing sponges super quickly. And best of all, you can incorporate your, oh here it is, the super hoe into it, and you can just blast it all out. Look at that.
The map overhead became much more complex too, with the giant mushrooms and large trees forming a combating canopy over the arena, plus a few map-making tricks to ensure fair play. The tricks to ensure unfairness are Mumbo's prerogative, after all.
And I'm getting to kill and hurt people with machines for fun, and nobody will be mad at me because it's a game.
While Mumbo's motivations for helping with the minigames are a little macabre, his redstone skills cannot be disputed, and to fill out the functionality of Scar's battle arena, he designs 2 double-input vault doors, defensive barricades which dispense lingering potions, and deadly TNT traps.
Bon voyage.
I said deadly TNT traps.
Goodness me, that's bad. Okay. That's, yeah, that's a little bit more like it.
If you thought BOO was done making ridiculous landscapes, Merry Christmas, because he's got 2 presents for you, the completed cliff landscape for the castle overlooking his base, and the trees decorating the grass side of Scar's minigame area. B-Dub steps back into the ring, or through several rings actually, as a contestant in Grian's Skydive minigame. Competing against Impulse, the two drop themselves through colour-coded rings to score points, and race to become the first to take a bath. The action happens so fast they have to go to the replay mod to count the official scores, but since Impulse went splat in round 3, B-Dub's pretty much swept the victory. He can retire to his diorite throne, and the competition will just have to deal with it. We know somebody who would have a hard time dealing with the diorite throne, but luckily he's up to his nose in diamonds right now. Iskal85 decides to make a 1,000 diamond investment in Pacific, which, because it's Iskal, mostly ends up being piled up through a hole in the floor. But some of it gets used to buy materials for the interior decor, which is half stylish modern department store and half Margaritaville.
That's looking really good. That is looking really good.
So while Iskal is living out the second half of GTA Vice City, Keralis is out there actually building the whole darn game in Minecraft. Adding a whole city block to his harbour town and turning on shaders really captures the big city feel. Though try as he might, this will not be complete without a safe house, and a better one than a shipping container.
This is from episode 1. This is where I sleep.
Oh, this is so sad.
I know.
B-Dubs agrees to get him a luxury bedroom in the basement of that half-mansion Keralis bought from him, which would kind of be the opposite of a penthouse. Anyway, XB and Keralis hijack a plane and then jump out of it.
Hallelujah.
Then again, it's better than Baby Yoda piloting the thing, which is who Grian left in charge. Yes, after the minigame was done with, Grian came into possession of Scar's Baby Yoda plush, which is what Scar calls him, so we won't be calling him by the name either. Not entirely sure of what to do with him, Grian puts the child at the wheel of a plane, then tells his fans to inform Scar of his whereabouts in Scar's comments. So that's a trap, pretty obviously. Doesn't help that through Tango's advent, Grian's gift is a shulker full of invisibility potions. All that aside, for a moment we still have to mention that Grian now completed the slime farm under his mansion, which he no doubt will also weaponize somehow, mark my words.
So I think this is one of those passive farms that will just do well in the long run.
Underneath Impulse's base, the sea floor gets connected to the floating structure with spiral columns below each of the 4 perimeter towers. And as if on cue, his Christmas present from Tango provides him with enough quartz that he might get to finish the dark side of the base.
Impy? Really? Tango? Really?
One good deed deserves another, and Impulse resolves to pay it forward by setting up a secret booth behind the shopping district nether portal, where hermits can be splashed with bottles of enchanting, mending up any equipment that might need quick repairs. He also tweaks the Whack-A-Stand minigame with some extra sound effects, right on cue for it to play its part in the Turf War showdown.
There's our indicator. All right, sweet. So that seems to be working. It's going went off again. Should get one for that as well.
But before their stands can be whacked, Doc M77 and Rendog must team up against BOO and Scar in Tango's series of escape rooms. The former detective duo of Dockson and Dr. Renson used their incredible deductive skills to solve the series of puzzles, sometimes in ways even the mastermind didn't anticipate.
2 string, 2 iron, and 3 sugarcane. 3 sugarcane makes paper.
I have 1 bamboo. Dude, make a button and put it on there and press it. Boom!
Yes! Yes! Dude! Boom! Okay,
Yes!
Let's move! Don't forget the high five!
The most short circuit I've ever seen in my life. Well done.
Don't forget the high five, dude!
Having finally put the resistance on the scoreboard, Doc swaps teammates and game boards as Etho tags in to play Whack-A-Stand against Scar and B-Dubs. Doc's quick reflexes and Etho's strategy make a winning combination once again, tying up the scores and allowing the Mycelium faction to draw level.
Oh my gosh, that's the first time I've seen more than a stack. 77.
Oh, what a number! What a beautiful...
No matter who wins Rendog's game, it's definitely going to leave a mark.
Here we go. Hopefully no. Stop. Okay.
Conceived back when he was trying to flood the shopping district with paratrooping sheep, Floatage is an explosive game on both sides. Propelling themselves into the air with a TNT cannon, one slow-falling equipped team will spread out and aim for targets around the area, while the remaining team attempts to shoot them out of the sky with firework rockets before they touch down. Azuma naturally provides the slow-falling potions, manufacturing them on an industrial scale at this point, but Ren needs help to test the game as well, so this is really the episode for you if you want to watch Mumbo blow up. The strongest potions come in handy with Azuma Void's minigame too. The potion dodgeball gets built and played and produces the current, as of this Friday, scoreboard tally of Resistance 3, HEP 2. It also produces an assortment of Hermitcraft player heads. The full match is available in Azuma's video, of course. X targets Resistance with his giant coffee maker too. Potions of the Turtle Master are coming to the giant brewer, even if they are fittingly kind of slow to produce. In the meantime, the mushroom farm gets a tower built around it, still in the style of Azuma's base for the season.
It feels so right to bring another tower into this area. It's just been too long, basically.
And finally, there's Hypnotized. He buries a shovel. But with what tool?
Oh yeah, I have so many more of these things. What am I sad about?
So the sand he was gathering is for concrete, and concrete is for building with, and what Hypno wanted to build is a personal villager trading hall. His plan is to acquire all the villagers worth acquiring, which is to say maxed out librarians and maybe a couple of random fellas. And though for now the building rests lonely and empty, Hypno already transported enough testificates to breed up. The biggest hurdle really is re-rolling them until they've got what you want, and that's going to take a while because there's at least 5 variants of Bane of Arthropods. And that's going to be it for this week's recap. Our writer is LoyXP, and my name is Pixelriffs. In the end screen theatre today, Python MC blowing up in slow motion, which may or may not have been Zloy's fault, so take a look and decide for yourself. The link will be on your screen right about now. Leave a like while you're still here and subscribe so you won't miss future recaps. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week.